and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 universities in the US where you can do your undergraduate education as an international student for free. We did some videos on scholarships in the recent past, including the DAAD Scholarship, the Chevening Scholarship, Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, INLAC scholarships, and the top 10 scholarships for women to study abroad. And I realized that most of those scholarships were for master's and PhD programs. So I thought, why not do a program for you talking about the top 10 scholarships that you high school students want for your undergraduate studies in the US. But before we begin, please press that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get your notifications every time we go online, and like us and follow us at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at ChetChat101. Now, I want to talk about the three different kinds of funding that typically international students get in the US for their undergraduate studies. The first is called financial aid, which is need-based, and typically they're going to ask you for all your financial documents, including financial documents of your family. The second is merit scholarships, which is self-explanatory, and the third is called athletic scholarships, which is typically for top athletes. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about the first and the second, that is financial aid and merit scholarships. Now, before I give you that exciting list of 10 universities that you're dying to know about, I want to tell you the basis on which I've chosen these particular 10 universities for you. Now, the first one is the amount of scholarship that they grant. You know, there are hundreds of universities in the US that will give you anything between $5,000 and $10,000 per annum. And we did a video some time back called The Cost of Studying in the US. And we discovered that $5,000 or $10,000 wasn't of too much help when it came to financing your undergraduate education in the US. So the first criteria that I've used when I've selected these 10 universities is the quantum of scholarship. So these 10 universities will either give you a full scholarship on your full tuition, or it might extend to your living costs, your personal costs, your book costs and all of those. And sometimes you may even get a stipend up to $2,500 in addition to all of these. The second criteria on the basis of which I've chosen these 10 universities is the number of awards that they gave every year. Now, I said there's no point bringing to you universities that give 1 or 2 scholarships, and there are several of those that you want to keep in mind. For today's video, we're going to look at universities that give a large number of scholarships or have an instituted scholarship program. And some of these universities even give financial aid up to 500 or 600 students per annum. The third criteria on the basis of which I've chosen these universities is that all of this financial aid and scholarship is loan-free. When you graduate, you have absolutely no debt component that is there for you to have repaid. And the last criteria that I've used to choose these 10 universities for you is ranking, because I know you love the best schools. But I want to add a word of caution here that because these schools are really good and because they give financing, they are really very selective, and admissions to these universities can be extremely difficult. Sometimes they may even accept less than 10% of the applications that they receive. I know you're super talented and you're going to qualify for those admissions and for the financial aid. So let's begin. The number 10 college on the list is Williams College. Williams College is ranked among the top 100 colleges and is one of the premier liberal arts colleges in the US. It's located on the East Coast between New York and Boston and gave scholarships to about 50 to 100 international undergraduate students last year and before that. Now, Williams College states that it has a need-blind admissions policy. Now you're going to encounter the terms need blind and need aware a few times when you start looking for scholarships. So let me clarify these two terms because they are very different and I want you to pay attention to the differences between the two. A need blind admission policy is a great admission policy because they give you admission when you qualify, irrespective of whether you've applied for financial aid or not. A need-aware admission policy, on the other hand, is one where, take for example, if two students apply to that need-aware university and they have similar profiles, then they would prefer the student that didn't apply for financial aid. So once you know the difference between these two, Williams is a need-blind college, which is great, and they gave financial aid to their international undergraduate students, averaging about $60,000 last year. Now, all the details are on the website. The links are given in the description box below this video, so quickly go there and check that out. And now let's look at the number 9 university, which is Columbia University. Now, Columbia is an Ivy League university located in New York, and it ranks amongst the top 20 universities in the world. Now, Columbia has a need-aware admissions process, which means that while it's very generous with financial aid towards the undergraduate student body, it's going to bias you if you apply for aid, which means you stand a better chance of getting admission if you're not applying to aid. However, if you're super qualified and you get through that difficult admission process, then they are extremely generous with their aid and they guarantee that they will meet 100% of the demonstrated need. Last year, Columbia University gave $13 million in financial aid to international undergraduate students. So quickly go to the description box, pick up the link, click on it, and check out everything about Columbia University's financial aid program. Number 8 on our list is University of Chicago. UChicago is one of the top 10 universities in the US and is particularly strong in the economics area. UChicago frequently features in the list of colleges that gives the maximum amount of international aid to undergraduate students. But like Columbia University, UChicago is also need aware, which means you could get disadvantaged if you apply for that aid. However, if you're super qualified and you make it through that admission process, you're going to get a generous financial aid, which could include your entire tuition cost, your cost of living, books, and personal expenses. In addition to the financial aid, UChicago also offers undergraduates a merit scholarship. This could be a partial tuition scholarship and is irrespective of your need or financial need or your application for aid. All undergraduate students are eligible for this merit scholarship, and it's an automatic scholarship. You don't need to apply for it specially. So all the links once again are in the description box under the video, and you want to go and check them out quickly. Number 7 on our list is Amherst College. Amherst is one of the top 25 colleges in the US and is situated in the state of Massachusetts. Amherst has a need-blind admission process, which means they will not look at your financial need and they will grant you admission if they like you. Now, last year, Amherst gave about 50 to 100 international scholarships, and almost 50% of their entire incoming undergraduate batch is on some scholarship or the other. So that's why Amherst features at number 7 on our list. At number 6 comes up the Washington University at St. Louis. WashU is one of the top 100 universities in the world and is a leading university, especially in the field of medicine and life sciences. WashU has 2 instituted scholarship programs that together give up to 50 scholarships to deserving international undergraduate students. The two scholarships are first the Anika Rodriguez Scholarship and second the Danforth Scholars Program. Now, we've done a video earlier on the Anika Rodriguez Scholarship in detail, and you want to go back and check that out. When you're applying for the scholarship, you need to put in the application form under the Common App for Washington University at St. Louis. Please remember that there are a few other universities called Washington University as well, but this one is Washington University at St. Louis, which is located in the state of Missouri. So once you fill out the application for this college, additionally, you would need to fill up a separate application for one of the two scholarships that you're applying to. You'll also need to write a separate essay, and you may also have to give another letter of recommendation. All the details are already on the website. And like I said, we've done a video before, so you want to go back and see that entire experience of applying and staying at Washington University in that video. But this scholarship could range from a partial tuition all the way to a full tuition plus a stipend of $2,500. So you want to quickly look at the links in the description box under the video. At number 5 is Yale University. One of the top 15 universities in the world, this Ivy League college is located at Blue Haven in Connecticut, not very far from New York. Yale also has a need-blind admission policy, which is great. They don't consider your financial need, they give you admission on your merit alone. They give about 100 to 150 scholarships every year, averaging about $50,000, and they guarantee to meet your entire need. Now, families which have income levels of less than $65,000, and this applies across nationalities. So $65,000 is approximately about 45 lakh of rupees. If your family income, your entire family income of all the members of the family is less than about 45 lakhs per annum, then you have a good chance of completing your undergraduate education tuition-free and loan-free. At number 4 on the list is MIT. MIT is one of the top universities in the world and is located in Boston. MIT also has a need-blind admissions policy. Now, before we continue on this, you may be wondering, why do all these famous universities have this need-blind admission policy? Now, the little secret here is they've got alumni that have done really well going forward, and they're generous enough to come back with donations to these universities. So typically, the more top-ranked the university is, the greater the chances that they would be able to offer you financial aid. So continuing on the MIT story, MIT has a need-blind admission policy, which means they like you, they take you, and they guarantee a full financial aid if you need it. So if your family income is less than $80,000, which is about 56 lakh of rupees in Indian currency, you could be completely tuition-free. And MIT on its website states that about 35% of their student body is not paying anything to MIT. So you want to make sure you work that little hard to get into this university, because you could have a chance of completing your 4 years education without paying them a single cent, dollar or rupee. MIT gives around 300 to 400 scholarships irrespective of nationality, averaging about $42,000 every year. And like I said, the aid is automatic. It's the admission which is super competitive. At number 3, we have Princeton University. One of the top 10 universities in the world, located in New Jersey, Princeton is an Ivy League school. They've given about 400 to 500 scholarships every single year, averaging about $50,000 irrespective of nationality. With Princeton University, if your family income is about $65,000, which is about 45 lakh of rupees, the entire family income, then you would pay nothing. They would take care of your tuition, your room and boarding, your books, and your personal expenses. And if your family income goes up to $180,000, which is upwards of $1 crore, even then you could go tuition free. So between $65,000 and $180,000 family income, you would get some part of the tuition and living expenses paid for. In fact, 60% of the undergraduate batch at Princeton, class of 2021, is getting some financial aid from the university. At number 2 coming up is New York University. One of the best kept secrets is New York University's Abu Dhabi campus, NYU AD. At NYU AD, the entire batch of about 300 to 400 students get a full financial aid need blind package. So this batch of 300 to 400 students at this campus, which are from about 100 different countries, get a financial aid package of up to $72,000, which includes your tuition fee, cost of living, boarding, books, personal expenses, foreign travel on account of study abroad programs, and a stipend of upwards of $2,000 a year. Financial support may also include twice-a-year tickets from Abu Dhabi to your country of residence. And given NYU's global network, an average NYU Abu Dhabi student completes the 4-year undergraduate program having visited an average of 10 countries and not having taken a single penny from home. But it's one of the most selective institutions in the world, accepting less than 3 to 4% of the applicants. NYU also offers generous financial aid and merit scholarships at its Shanghai campus. And you want to check out the links to Abu Dhabi and Shanghai campuses in the description box under the video. Now, while this video is all about undergraduate education, I have to share with you something that came in the news just a few days back. NYU recently made an announcement that it would waive off the tuition fee for all its 442 students enrolled at the NYU School of Medicine pursuing an MD program. This is the first top 10 medical school in the world that's making the medical education completely tuition free. So you want to check out the various interesting packages that NYU has to offer on all its global campuses. And at number 1 is Harvard University. A top-ranked university located in Boston gave 500 to 600 scholarships to international students across nationalities, averaging about $60,000 a year. Now, Harvard University is a need-blind university. They will not care about your financial need and they will give you the aid automatically if you get chosen in their highly competitive admissions process. At least 20% of their entire batch pays nothing and 100% of the batch graduates with zero debt. So here's the exciting top 10 universities in the US offering you the ability to complete your undergraduate education by paying almost nothing for free. So thank you for watching right till the end. And if you have any questions, anything more you want to know about these universities, put everything down in the comment section under the video. Don't forget the links that I've put into the description box that you want to click on to go on to these sites for greater details about the aid, how does it work, what are the application forms you need to put in. I'll try to give you as much detail as possible in the description box. Do take a look at it. And don't forget the subscribe button and the bell notification button, and like us at Facebook, at Instagram and Twitter at ChetChat101, and happy watching!